Welcome to another episode of Drunk Cop and a Teacher, the podcast where and our comments don't matter, just like Cyberpunk coming back to the PlayStation Store.
Is that what happened there?
It just came back because remember they took it out like after the whole fiasco, like when it first released, I think, like within the first week, and then now they finally, after all these months, brought it back to the PlayStation Store.
How confident do you think they are?
Because they fixed the bugs, or
I just don't think I don't think they really care anymore. Like, Ham, you haven't played it since that tutorial mission, right?
no, I did play a little bit more. I now am open world and get to decide where I want to go, but then I just started playing Red Dead. So I'm about to finish Red Dead right now. So Cyberpunk is next on the list, but I didn't see any really big issues. But like I said, I didn't go far into it.
Not a lot of people are posting about it either.
Yeah, it's been super quiet.
I think everyone already is tired of what Cyberpunk tried to promise, but then completely just failed. And it's hard to come back from that, man. It's hard. It's just like Anthem.
God, do people even still talk about that game?
Anthem? Well, I know like the latest news of Anthem was that they were going to destroy the whole entire project.
Yeah, they were done with it, right? Like it's done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's done already, and I saw Cyberpunk was heading towards that direction as well. I don't know.
Only Avengers can follow the same thing.
Oh, don't get me started on that. I can't
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Don't. Okay, hold up. So, listeners, this is going to be just E3 focused. It was this weekend. I watched like 5 or 6 different showcases. Ham, you watched. What did you watch?
I watched the main two. I didn't have time. I knew we were going to talk about it, so I let it to be a surprise.
Mike, what did you get to watch?
I saw Ubisoft. I saw Gearbox. I saw Square Enix, Nintendo, Xbox, and I didn't see Capcom.
Okay.
Am I missing anything else?
I mean,
I
like
saw Nintendo later. But I did see the Xbox /Bethesda live.
I didn't see the PC thing, but we're not PC people, so
yeah. We'll just stick to the main 5 here. Well, Ubisoft, Gearbox, Capcom, Square Enix, Nintendo, and then the Xbox Bethesda is what we'll talk about. That the first half will be all the way up to Nintendo, and then our second half of our episode would be the Xbox Bethesda stuff, because I feel like there's more to talk about. Seeing that also out of all the presentations, that was the longest one, I think.
I think so.
Maybe besides the PC one, I can't remember how long that one was. But before we get into E3, just really quick, did anyone watch anything new? Anything that they wanted to throw out to people?
So I started watching Lupin. Season 2 came out on Netflix recently. It's only 5 episodes. So far, the first 2 episodes are good.
Yeah, my cousin likes that a lot. I know it's 1 and 2. Yeah.
It's really good. But other than that, no, just really excited to talk about this E3 showcase.
Is Lupin an anime-based thing?
No. It's like a French book of a guy just doing. It's not magic, but he just does just tricks and robbing people, like the bad people.
Oh, okay. All right. Ham, what did you watch?
I watched.
Sweet Tooth.
Yeah. Sweet Tooth. That's right. I said it. I really enjoyed it. Can't wait to see what they do next.
There's a reason why I'm avoiding Sweet Tooth. The reason why is just because I don't want to waste my time watching a show on Netflix and then later on gets canceled. If I knew Jupiter, if I knew Jupiter Legacy was going to get canceled, I would bother watching it.
You can't really use that as an excuse because that's any series nowadays, like whether it's Netflix or.
But it's not as bad as how it is right
whatever.
now. But it's not as bad as how it is right now, though. How many shows are already getting canceled?
Yeah, but still, that's
Well,
gonna
that's
be
everywhere.
any
That's on network
network.
TV too. Yeah.
No,
I
no,
mean,
but I'm talking about right now. What's going on with Netflix?
So what you're saying is you're afraid of commitment.
Yeah, I don't want to start a show and then I start falling in love with it and then they cancel it. You know what I
all
mean?
right.
Like,
So
Your
they're
wife,
gonna
your wife
cancel.
listens to this, right?
Yeah.
no, she gave up already.
So Lupin is already canceled.
No. Lupin is something else.
What? See, makes no sense.
I
And
mean, they already confirmed. Did they already confirm season 2 of Sweet Tooth?
that's what I wanted to look up, but I mean, maybe. Uh,
All right. So besides Sweet Tooth,
and then I did see In the Heights that I thought we were gonna do this week, but I guess not. The written by
Mhm.
uh
Lin Manuel Miranda.
Miranda and directed by I guess the person who did Crazy Rich Asians.
Yep.
Um, uh, I lived it. I don't need to watch it. I lived it.
Okay.
I don't know what I would give it. Somewhere between a yellow and green. I can't. I just finished it, so I'm still up in the air. But Sweet Tooth, I might give it a gold card. Might, but for right now, I'll give it a green.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. I finally watched Joker.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot you haven't
Really?
watched it.
Yeah, I
So
finally.
give me your
got
record.
shit. You really? Did you wait? Are you saying that you didn't like it?
No, I liked it. I give it a green card, but
He's waiting for
knowing
you to bash
I'm
it.
waiting. I'm
Yeah.
waiting for you to bash it
Why?
I don't know.
because it's you. I don't know. Do you like it?
What? I'm just trying to figure out why you think I would give it a red card, though.
Because I don't know. I just feel like you will
DC.
give it a red. You will. Well, not DC. No.
DC.
Oh, this was so far from like DC. This is something else. But I feel
Good.
like you're very like you're. I don't know why. I feel like you will like just critique it from beginning to end.
That's what we do.
That's what I always do.
Yeah, but with Joker, is like I feel like you will do it heavily though.
I give it a green card. I liked it.
Oh wow, I'm surprised.
Yeah, it was really good. I thought it was really well done. I like this kind of odd, very insane take on the origin of Joker, or a origin of Joker, for however you want to phrase that. But I really liked it a lot. Yeah.
Wow, I'm surprised. Well, I'm glad
Agreed.
you like
Green
it.
card.
Yeah, green card for sure.
Green card. All right, let's talk about some things that are not going to be green cards. So we, like I said, we got the E3 showcase to talk about. I've watched as much as I could, although I could not really handle a lot of the pre-show and in between segments and stuff. Like the hosts were fine, but there was just moments of like time where you could obviously tell that they had to stall for
It's just
time.
filler, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like, we don't need to hear you guys talk about, your one obsession of this one game for this one detail. I mean, we have Ham for Fallout 76 for that. We don't need anyone else's thing. So I don't know. It was just okay. I just was like, you know what? I'm just gonna skip a lot of these showcases now and just go to the main ones. But I did watch pretty much all day the first one, which was Ubisoft, Gearbox. I feel like was it Square Enix on that same day?
I want to say no.
Okay, so it was probably just Ubisoft, Gearbox, and then the next day was Xbox, Bethesda, and Square Enix was after that one.
Mm-hmm. And then Monday
Capcom.
was nothing, and then Monday was Capcom, and then Tuesday was Nintendo.
Monday was
Monday
also
Nintendo.
No, Tuesday was Nintendo. Monday was like the
okay.
indies showcase, and then like a lot of the smaller developers. All right, so I guess we can start with Ubisoft.
Yeah, sure.
Let's just have a general open discussion. We don't even have to do the whole card thing or whatnot, but Ubisoft in general, we'll get into the titles here in just a second, but anyone cared for the Ubisoft presentation? Anyone had any positives to say about it?
I did not see it.
Well, for me, I felt like it was a decent showcase. It's Ubisoft. I don't feel like they really every year. I don't think they really wow people. Of course, like I wasn't really impressed of them doing something with Rainbow. Of course, like they're doing that stupid extraction thing where nobody really plays it. Not that I know of. I don't.
Oh, it's already out?
Well, they've done this already. Like this is part three
Oh, okay.
of you don't remember like, a while back ago you sent me this. It was like zombies and stuff like that. They're just continuing on with the story, and I
Oh.
just felt like it was just kind of I don't know, because in the end of the day it's just like multiplayer. That's all that matters, you know. But I did like how they did show the new operator that's coming out.
Hmm.
Uh, and then Brawlhalla with the whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
was really cool.
I don't care for the game, but I'm like, Ninja Turtles. I might be down for that.
Yeah, I want to be Donatello and whoop people's ass or try
You would
to.
be the one that no one cares about.
Hey, he's cool. But for some reason I really did like that they announced Just Dance. It's a fun game. You guys should definitely give it a
No
try.
thanks.
Uh,
I feel
it,
like that's the one game they'll never give up, though. Like they're
it's
the only
great though.
dance game. Well, they're also the only dance game. I forgot
Yeah.
what. I don't know whatever happened to Dance Central because that was the
Oh
Microsoft, the
yeah.
Xbox version
Which
of it.
was the
Which
Star Wars one? Was that still Just Dance?
I don't
I think
remember.
so.
I think that was Dance Central at this Star Wars.
Yeah, but it was still like a offshoot of
Yeah,
Dance.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't I want to say that was Just Dance. I'm not sure, but I like Dance Central a lot. I
Mhm.
vividly remember number like the second one being my favorite. I think there was like two or three of them. But yeah, I don't know whatever happened to them. Just Dance just kind of took over, and now that's it. I mean, I guess because Just Dance was available on more platforms, and so that's probably why
Yeah.
it outsold Dance Central.
I don't know. Just Dance is fun. Definitely, if you're having like friends over and just have like a cool like game night, it's one of those games that it will never disappoint. And then also too, Rocksmith Plus. I thought that was really cool that they're still continuing on with that. If you want to learn how to play guitar, and that's a really fun way to do it. And of course, they show out a couple more DLCs. Um, I know they announced the Mario and Slash Rabbits.
Yeah, the
Um,
sequel
yeah,
game.
sequel. I like that they are not doing it like the first one, where it's like almost like like a strategy game, like a turn-based, like Fire Emblem, like that. This is more like free, open, like a true Mario game. That's what it seemed to me. I don't know. Did it seem like that to you?
I'm not sure how the first Rabbids even played,
Yeah,
so
I
I
was
Oh,
iffy
got
about
you.
that to even play that.
Oh, all right then. And then
there was Assassin's Creed Valhalla DLC that was announced.
yeah,
There
I
was
gotta
Free
Far
play that.
Cry.
DLC?
No, come on, let's be real.
Come on, it's
Uh,
Ubisoft.
there's the Far
Far
Cry 6 DLC.
the grandma got fucked. Man, I was like poor grandma. But I gotta be honest with you, I was not impressed with what I saw so far. Like the graphics or whatever they were trying. I don't know. It was just a stream that looked bad. But that cutscene that they showed was really bad.
There were so I think it's what you were watching on as well because I noticed not
Hmm.
just in the Ubisoft but also in the Square Enix and an Xbox presentation where the graphics like seem very like strained and
Really?
it seemed like it was lagging and I don't think it was like them on their end. I think it was just whatever it is that we were watching on or
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe internet connection because yeah, it just seemed very strange. Yeah, I agree with Mike on that one.
Yeah.
The other thing
But
they also showed off was
mhm.
really weird. Their movie, Werewolves Within.
What
Yes.
the fuck was that?
Yes. Oh my god, you guys have never played that board game?
No.
So pretty much it's I don't know if it's
No.
if it's the exact same thing, but pretty much it's a crap. It's an app on your phone, but you have to buy the cards. So what it is that each you get a like a group of 6 people, and
You're
then
talking about the game Werewolves.
yeah, the game Werewolves. Yeah,
This one's based on the multiplayer VR game.
never mind. And I'm talking shit. Fuck,
I
I
mean,
thought it was that.
it's probably the same concept though, regardless, right? One of you is like the werewolf anyway, so I
Hmm.
think that's what the movie's playing on. It just seemed like very odd and like just very out of place in this entire presentation. And it's like I guess if you want to promote a movie that's strictly yours, I guess your showcase is where you want to do it. I didn't find it funny. It was just okay. It seemed like low budget and Netflix kind of movie.
Ew.
Got you. I don't know. I found it. I don't know. I just found it kind of interesting.
Well, if you want to watch it, June 25th in theaters.
In
Let's watch it when
theaters?
In theaters, yep.
Oh shit.
What else did they? Okay, so let's say the best one for last. They also did a pretty decent, lengthy conversation about their accessibility features. Which I think they're the only company actually out of this entire E3 showcase that talked about accessibility. But good for them. I mean, I think who was it that worked on Last of Us? Naughty Dog, right? Naughty Dog
Mhm.
Naughty Dog. Yes.
was praised for their accessibility. I can't even say that word properly. So Ubisoft is probably also trying to play catch up, or just playing the same game as them, so that way every game is accessible to everybody. Rainbow
Right, yeah.
Six, as Mike brought up, they're also announced crossplay and cross progression soon, which I don't know if that means anything for Mike. Maybe actual more people to play with.
Yeah, we'll play like you're able to play with Xbox players and like Sony PS4, PS5.
Now, the last thing that Ubisoft talked about, I don't know who really gives a shit about this. I know I don't. Maybe Mike does. Ham probably doesn't even care. But
That's me shaking my head if you didn't see that.
Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora.
Next.
But you beat me to it.
I don't even know what kind of game this is. Why? Like I just don't understand. Is this supposed to be like maybe cross promotion to the movie whenever
When it was
that
supposed
eventually
to come
comes
out,
out?
when
Like,
because it got delayed again or whatever. I don't fucking
but there
know.
was no gameplay. It was just literally the avatar just like walking and looking at one of the dragons, and then like there was small glimpses of like the machines, and then that's it.
I literally was just like, okay, this is a movie video game, and that's pretty much that's what. Didn't they make an Avatar game before?
I don't know if they did, but
Probably a shitty one.
this isn't like based off the movie. Like this isn't going to be like a retelling of the movie. I almost want to say this is like Battle Royale Avatar.
Oh, that sounds even stupider.
I
And
mean,
I say stupider because I know that's not
Frontiers
a
of
word.
Pandora, like, just makes it sound like you have like these different factions that you're going to play, and you're going to battle for the right to rule Pandora.
It's just because next year the new Avatar movie is supposed to be coming out, so
Yeah,
this
so
is
they say.
Supposedly.
that's what they say apparently. But I think this game is also coming out next year or this year.
Yeah,
I didn't
launched
see
in
it.
2022.
2022. So I believe it's going to be right there, a connection with the movie.
Yeah. Overall, though, I wasn't impressed with Ubisoft. It just seemed very meh. And like there's nothing in there that I really cared about. The only thing that really stood out to me that was interesting was the Rocksmith, which was in like neat. I don't remember that being a thing before, but it seemed kind of cool, like an actual way of learning to play your guitar and not just playing Rock Hero or Guitar Hero or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just overall like disappointing. not even really brand new to look forward to, right? Because they didn't even tease the next Assassin's Creed game. I mean, Avatar was the only one, but again, I don't care for Avatar anymore, so it did nothing for me.
Holy shit. Speaking of Assassin's Creed, I'm wearing my Assassin's Creed shirt right now.
Oh shit!
Alert the media.
I don't know. Like I said, like it was just to me, it was okay. There was a couple of things that I was interested in, like I said, Just Dance and Rocksmith, but I don't think those two games get me like I don't know. I can't give credit to Ubisoft. I think this was definitely a very poor showcase.
Yeah. Next, we'll talk about the Borderlands presentation.
Oh my God.
Because
let's talk about the worst shit in the world.
Okay. You can't say anything else after that. Done. You heard him.
Wait, you're not a fan of Borderlands?
Oh, I am, but I'm saying he can't
I'm
say
not
that.
talking about you. I'm talking to Mike.
No, I'm talking about the Gearbox shit that they gave us. It was a waste of time.
To be fair, It really was a waste of time.
That's what I'm saying.
It really was just a Borderlands presentation. Like 95% of it was Borderlands. The other 5% was this game called Homeworld 3 that they're saying it's in production, and Godfall is coming to PS4, and that you have the Fire and Darkness DLC announced. But
But
other than
why?
that,
Why go
you had
backwards?
I don't know. Other than that, you had you have Borderlands, and they just talked about the is it a DLC or is it a separate game? Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I think they said it was a separate standalone game. It's a
Yeah,
spin-off game,
because I don't see it being. I think all the DLC for the third one came out.
but
I
in
want
their
to say.
little mini trailer thing, they were showcasing like these actors that they've, I guess, hired to play some of the voices of these characters. Like you had
Mm.
Andy Samberg and
Yeah.
Wanda Sykes, and
Yeah.
I can't remember the other two, but I don't know. They didn't really show gameplay of it though, so there's not much to go off of. But
I
the
have
I
never
guess
played Borderlands.
the big thing they were talking
Wow.
about was the movie, because they
Yeah.
did
Okay. I
kind
was
of
wondering if
do
they did talk about the movie or not.
they kind of did like a behind the scenes, but didn't really show you much of behind the scenes. Like they were filming on set, and they talked to, I think talked to the director or whatever, and they were just talking about how much passion and how much care to detail like everything's going into this movie. They're talking about Kate Blanchett and how she's like, doing her hand movements with the guns and making sure it was accurate to what was in the game.
Mm.
um I the one thing that caught my interest, or I guess my ears, was
Mm.
that they said that they were trying to make this movie enjoyable for everybody and try to get people to maybe be interested in playing the video game. Now I'm phrasing that very poorly because the way they
Mm.
came off, I was actually like, okay, well now I'm a little bit more looking forward to the movie, because if it can get me to play the game, then you've done a good job. I mean, I'm like, as you guys already keep mentioning, like I'm super critical. Like I'm very picky on what I want to watch or what I want to do. Like Lord of the Rings, Ham can attest for this. I could care less about Lord of the Rings until The Fellowship came out. When I watched the movie, I was
Mm.
hooked. I was interested, and I went back and read all the books. So I'm all for this movie kind of giving me that buy-in of like, okay, if the movie looks this good, then I'll consider, or I'll probably start playing Borderlands and get into that.
I didn't
Mm.
buy into the interview. I don't know. I just don't feel they have like it's. I don't sense the confident into the interview that when him saying all these things, it's just I don't know. I just don't think my expectations are very low.
When it came to DLC for Borderlands, I thought they did a very good job. That's why I really stuck with them. Well, one of the reasons, DLC back or even today can be a little tricky with the dumbass season pass, and then you were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you gave me shit, thank you." Um, and that's why I like Bethesda too. But yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm imagining how they would do that. That they would get people to play the game off the movie. I'd be interested to see how that works in the end. But it's a shooting game. There's a bunch of guns. There's a bunch of characters. Tiny Tina's literally the biggest side character. That's why they're doing a game off her as well. So I'd be interested to see also how well that game does.
Is it fair to say that Borderlands gets credit though for weapon customization
Yeah,
Not customization. It's just
or
the
variants?
loot. Yeah, it's the loot. It's the whatever it generates bunch of loot. It's a loot, whatever
Looter
you want to
shooter.
call it. Yeah. So it was one of the first games that gave you the option
Okay.
of having certain, just the gun you actually wanted in a certain type, in a certain way, in a certain element. But yeah.
Overall, though, Gearbox, yeah, I would agree with Mike. It was kind of a waste of time. It could have been done as several tweets or just like an interview or something. Like it didn't need like this dedicated
Like a
40-minute
trailer.
presentation. Yeah, it could have
yeah,
been, yeah, it could have been done in trailer form. Like
Mm,
it was lackluster. It was,
mm.
yep.
yeah, nothing exciting really happened in there. Moving on to the next one, Capcom. There was like maybe three things in this whole 40 minute showcase. They announced that Resident Evil Village DLC is in development.
Yeah.
So no release date, nothing to really say. It was literally just text. It was a black screen, white text, Resident Evil 8 DLC in development.
Cool.
I was like, all right, cool. You could have
Next.
just, sent that on Instagram or something.
Awesome.
Then they talked a little bit again about their reverse, the battle royale of Resident Evil, where you get to play as like all these famous characters or whatever. It's officially launching in July. Then they talked about Monster Hunter Stories 2, which is getting, I guess, a remake, I think, or
A continuation. I forgot.
yeah, something like that. And that there's going to be post-launch content for it. And then there was a Monster Hunter Rise roadmap about what else is coming to that game, which is going to have a crossover with its own Monster Hunter game from the other franchise or whatever.
I'm sure Mike is very interested and wanted to ask a question too, but I'll ask before he asks. Did they talk about the movie?
No. And then the last thing I think they talked
They made
about
a
was
movie.
the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and that's it. Like, again, nothing. Like, even, yeah, basically. Like, if they had shown off maybe some footage of the Resident Evil, like, DLC, just anything from that, maybe it would have been a little bit more interesting. Again, not to knock down Monster Hunter Rise or whatever else is in here, because there are fan bases for the things. Otherwise, they wouldn't be showing them. Just overall, this could have been done in a different way and didn't need a whole dedicated 30-something minutes to it. Like, it was just, again, like the other two, meh. It was just meh. Next, we can talk about Square Enix.
Yay!
And then we're done. All right, now moving on to the next one.
Oh yeah, you want to be done? Okay. Fuck that game that Xbox had that they've been for 20 years almost. Okay.
Fallout?
Yeah,
No,
Fallout.
Xbox. I said Xbox.
Yeah, Fallout.
Yeah, Fallout.
No, I'm talking about Halo.
No,
Stop there.
Xbox owns Fallout now.
Ah, shit. 20 years for the first Xbox. I said, get out of here.
All right,
All
so
right.
at Square Enix Showcase,
Let me drink.
let's save the what I don't even know. You can't even say best or last, whatever. Let's start with something positive. Sure, Life is Strange. The True Colors gameplay. They also announced a remastered collection of the first couple of chapters of Life is Strange, which will be released on September 30th.
Was that what also the Nintendo?
It's also, yeah, it is
Yep.
coming on
Mhm.
Nintendo Switch.
Okay,
That was
so I
in-
did see I just saw that in the Nintendo thing. So okay,
Yep.
okay.
Life is Strange has a lot of high reception for it, so that's why I said this is a positive thing, right? Because a lot of people like that game overall.
Soundtrack is good.
Soundtrack is good according to Mike. Mike approved. Then they talked about Final Fantasy, of course, for a little bit.
Yeah.
A mobile game, and then they also showed a.
I was so confused on when they announced Final Fantasy. They announced so many different types of Final Fantasy. There's a joke
They
that
always
sells.
do.
Yeah, there's a
We talked
joke.
about this, yeah.
There's a joke that Sal's always says like, "Hey, I'll just wait when Kingdom Hearts 385 comes out," or like Final Fantasy. I feel like it has like 300 or even 1,000 games out there.
Yeah,
of just different shits, and I'm just like, how much more can you make out of this?
They did. There's a new entry called Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin that was revealed in this trailer, which, sure, again, Final Fantasy, there's I don't know anything about the Final Fantasy universe, so I can't really say negative things about it. I mean, I've seen
Final Fantasy 7 was good.
I've seen good things, being talked about it and shown about it, but it wasn't interest of mine. They also talked about Babylon's Fall, which apparently was a game that's been talked about for quite a while, and now they finally showed some sort of gameplay for it. There's also a mention of the live service co-op that it has. Okay.
I forgot what game that is.
There was I almost want to say it kind of looked like Fantasy because it might as well be another Final Fantasy game. Like, I don't know how to describe it other than it has that same aesthetic to it.
Yeah.
I feel like all the Square Enix games has like the same tone and style to it.
Like
Like
blocky?
no, I wouldn't say blocky.
A little blocky.
Hey,
Um,
Kingdom Hearts came out of it, right?
Players of Legend of Mana is arriving on
Yeah.
PS4, Switch, and Steam on June 24th. So if you want to
More
play on any
Mana
one of
games.
those, and then I'm trying to save like the I don't know the most interesting ones to talk about last. I think
Oh yeah,
that's it.
Black Panther comes
Yeah,
out
that was
soon.
the next thing I was gonna say. The Avengers, they talked about it a little bit and shown off the next couple of DLC for it, and then they did show off Black Panther, also of Ulysses S. Claw,
You know,
and
I cannot get that out of my head. What Ham sent me. Well, what Ham said in the in
Which
the
one?
in the in the in the chat was that in PC, Marvel's Avengers has hit zero
Oh,
multiple times in PC, and I'm just like, that's sad. Like zero players, really?
yet
yeah.
they have at least three pieces of DLC that they are setting to release. However, I'm just gonna throw this out there. No word yet as to what this Spider-Man character is gonna look like, or
Still?
yeah, nothing,
Yeah, nothing.
nothing.
God, fuck this.
Way to There you go, Sony players. You bought it for absolutely nothing. Watch them go back on their word and just release it to everybody.
Oh my god.
You know, that could be a desperate move to get players back in the game.
Or just to get noticed.
Or
That's
maybe, or think about this. Maybe they're delaying Spider-Man because they want to make their own story with him. How they're doing with Black Panther.
Like a
but that's
DLC
that's
then.
what they were supposed to
Yeah.
be doing. I don't know how that would fly
Mm,
though.
I don't know
That would be sketchy as shit though,
because
because
Hawkeye.
they only said the character was exclusive, not a story.
Mm,
They didn't say yes or no, so who knows?
Just saying, they're gonna hear more words from me, even though I don't give two shits
but
about them.
talking about yes or no, let's talk about the game that every the Galaxy.
Yeah, we can.
Who said yes to this?
I already talked about it, so
Okay, first of all, when I heard rumors of this game being talked up, I was like, okay, this could be interesting, right? You got four characters, which could be very much like I'm gonna
just
just
four.
like you could be like brute force, you could be like Hunter the Reckoning, Gauntlet. You could do all
Yeah.
sorts of weird, crazy, cool things with four-player co-op. You could even made it similar to Ultimate Alliance if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But
However,
unfortunately, they made this shit.
you can only play as one character. You only play as Peter Quill for the entirety of the game. And it's a shooter, like a third person shooter mixed with like some storytelling, because you have to make decisions in the game that's going to determine what happens in the game as well as you move along in your adventure. I where do I first complain about this? The character designs are awful. I don't understand why anyone likes these character designs. They just look way too bizarre to be anything like the Guardians of the Galaxy.
It looks
Like
unfinished.
maybe, but it almost seems like this is supposed to be a purposed crossover into Avengers, right? Like if you play this, then it unlocks something that like you will have like this story connection to the Marvel's Avengers game, because it almost seems like that same style where I don't like any of the character designs for the Marvel's Avengers characters in that game, and same here. Like, why does Rocket have like a twisted braided goatee? Like, why?
Because they saw Thor, they saw Endgame how Thor had that.
It just and Peter Quill just looks like a fucking politician in that game. Like his
Politician?
his face and hair and everything. It's like you
Oh.
might as well put a business suit on him and have him go to court or something. Like he just looks weird. He
Peter
doesn't
Quill
look
goes
like
to
Peter
court.
Quill. Like
It's
and the graphics, I I can't say anything positive. It looks very much like almost PS3 version graphics here. And Ham, you only saw the Nintendo Switch version.
Mhm.
That was worse than what we saw in the Square Enix one.
Mm.
It
yes.
is I don't understand. I don't know why. Why, if you have a team of four, why make it only one playable character?
And
I
also
don't
too,
understand that.
why do you have to put a costume on Groot?
Oh, that weird
Because
armor
I
thing.
am Groot.
Yeah, why?
Because I am Groot.
And Drax looks very ill. Gamora just looks a junkie.
A junkie.
Yeah,
Like,
that's accurate.
yeah, it just looks really bad. And the thing is that when they were showing gameplay, I was not impressed whatsoever. It
Yeah,
looked
if it was
very, very bad.
if this was like the mid like early 2000s, I would be like, yeah, I'm down for this
Damn,
game.
this
This
guy.
game looks
Ooh.
awesome. But we're in 2021 now, right? We
I mean,
have
you
these
guys
high
are.
expectations. I mean, I'm sorry if my expectations like shouldn't be this high, but I mean, for Square Enix, a game that has brought really good game. I mean, you're talking Final Fantasy games, but they're highly praised. Like we get this shit, which doesn't look fun, doesn't look appealing, doesn't look satisfying anyway. It looks very bland. It looks boring. And the shooting part of it doesn't look interesting. It almost looks like you kind of took some Ultimate Alliance stuff, but just made it one player instead of four.
Hmm.
Yep. It's just very, very bad. Very, very bad.
Yeah, it was just disappointing for me. I'm not gonna use the word bad. I'm just gonna say disappointing. But same thing with Square Enix. It's a meh presentation. Nothing really, again, stood out for me. Nothing really caught like my interest. Nothing really was exciting other than maybe the majority of people would be excited for the Guardians of the Galaxy game, but it just didn't seem like a I don't know, like their usual presentations. I feel like in the previous years they've kind of knocked it out of the park, but this one was again, I'm gonna use the word the same word, lackluster.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's I don't even know if play any Square Enix games, so I'm okay.
All right, so moving on to Nintendo.
Yes,
Um,
the big guns.
this was a 40-minute presentation. There were certain expectations for this game from social media, of course. People were expecting to see certain things. Um, Overall, what I'll say, I was pretty pleased with the Nintendo Direct. I don't think I was any somewhat disappointed. I was surprised by something, which I'll talk about later. But I think overall, this was one of the stronger showcases of E3.
It was cool. I liked it. It wasn't bad. I am very convinced they did their job in as in convincing people to buy a Switch because of course like I keep on telling you guys I want to buy a Switch. I want to buy a Switch. But after watching this, I want to buy a Switch because there's so many great games that are coming out. And what Nintendo did was that it's games that are very nearby that are just right there around the corner, except for, of
Mhm.
course, Breath of the Wild. I think that's
Yeah.
going to come out like towards the end of next year. But what they showed was phenomenal and beautiful. Like, I just think they're finally, well, not finally, they've always been actually showing up and providing people and proving people wrong. Like, hey, this is our console and these are the games that we're doing. And it just looks great. I would like for them to show more gameplay of No More Heroes 3.
Okay.
Um, but I think it's about to come out soon. I forget. I haven't checked the release date, but I was entertained.
Ham. Overall, how did you feel about the Nintendo Direct? Did it do anything for you, or did you were just like, I need to deliver these, I need to deliver these people their food right now.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking to me? Oh, I'm a, I'm on a Switch right now. That's what I'm doing. Can you even hear that? Like, I should have turned the volume up so you can hear that. I guess not. It was me fucking around, but like Sal said before with the Square Enix, and I'm gonna say it in a sort of the same way. I like Nintendo, but I'm not gonna say this was bad. It was just wasn't for me. There wasn't really anything that spoke to me. It was just like I'm sure a lot of people who liked or who like Zelda. Oh, there goes the Switch. Uh, But no, I really wasn't. Really nothing. I'm like, okay, that's fine, all right. But I think that if they wanted to get a better or bigger reaction or something, of course, put something Pokemon related. I mean, I think they only. I think I saw Pikachu during the Smash thing, but I don't know. But
Okay.
I mean,
All right,
it was
well
just yeah,
let's just go through the list of what they
not for
announced.
me.
The first thing that they showed off was a new DLC character for Smash Brothers. I don't think anyone was surprised that they were going to announce a Smash Brothers character,
Mm.
but it is Kazuya from Tekken, and I liked the cinematic that they did when they did Kirby, because I was
Oh,
thinking
Oh
that
like,
was
yeah,
funny.
you're gonna
That
throw
was
that
Kirby
was
I
off,
like that.
funny.
That was funny.
is he just gonna float back up? And then he did. He
Yeah,
was like, boop, boop,
yeah,
boop.
of
Like,
course.
okay. So I mean, that was cool. Sure. And then they announced that there was going to be like a deep dive into the character on June 28th. They showed off a lot of other games that was in other showcases, like the Monster Hunter Stories 2,
Life is
uh,
Strange,
Life is Strange,
Guardians of the
Guardians of the
Galaxy.
Galaxy.
Hmm.
Just Dance is also on there. They showed off some other smaller games like Cruisin' Blast Speeds, Worms Rumble,
Su-
Strange Brigade,
Super Monkey Ball.
Super Monkey Ball. Hey man, don't knock that game down.
That's true.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 is coming to the Switch. I don't think anyone's really familiar with this game. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot's making its way to Switch on
Oh yeah, I thought
September.
about buying it. To
Fatal
Hmm.
have the
Frame.
extra stuff, maybe.
Yep.
Doom Eternal is coming onto the Switch.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. I don't know if I will play it on the Switch.
that's what I'm saying.
You could. Oh, I mean, I don't know about gameplay itself, but graphically, you could tell some of the graphics kind of downgraded a bit. But I mean,
They
it kind
scaled
of
it down.
yeah, scaled it down. That's the better word to use.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think there's a bit of speculation you can talk about after all this that we'll get there. They did some updates for for Mario Golf Super Rush.
Mm.
Mario
I'm
Rapids
very
is also
excited
there.
for that game. Mario Golf. I
Really?
really do like that speed
I'm
golf.
like, I don't even believe him. I'm like, I don't know.
No, 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 man, I am. That's definitely going to be a
Listen,
game
man,
that I
Mike
want to
is the true
purchase.
supporter of Nintendo. He bought a game and didn't even buy the console.
Yo, for real, I
I,
did.
I,
Did you ever Ham? Have you ever done that? Huh?
yeah, I bought a Pokemon Snap and the Hyrule Link game that's like Dynasty Warriors. I don't even own it. I'm just borrowing
Borrowing.
it right now.
But the
Huh.
thing is, you're borrowing it. I didn't borrow it. I didn't even play it. It's still in the wrapper.
Yeah, that just sounds stupid.
WarioWare is getting a new game after so long. I remember that being kind of a thing
I don't
during,
know
I
why
want to
I was
say Game Boy,
excited. Yeah, Game Boy. Actually, no, it wasn't in
3DS.
3DS. Yeah.
I think so. I think people just, I think in general, hey, a new
No,
Wario
I
game.
think it was
Cool.
actually in Wii.
Oh, maybe.
I don't even know. But speaking of Nintendo, I did see the Paper Mario game on sale digitally, so I'm thinking about getting that.
Mario Party Superstars was kind of got a little bit of a showcase in this direct.
And
Excited
that's
for
new.
Features
Ye-
online play, 100 mini games,
this
classic
is
boards.
finally happening. You know how many times I have said, why have they not made a Mario Party online game? And
How
now
many times have you said that?
I've said that so many times. Well, I mean, that's you guys, but even before
Oh, okay.
doing
I
this
was about to say.
podcast, even on my GameStop years, I was like, hey, Wii U, they have multiplayer.
But what
Yeah.
happens? Maybe they said it in direct, and I wasn't paying attention to the wording. But like, I agree, right? Like it would be a good idea to put it as a live service game, so that way you jump into any board. You don't have to like wait for people to come over and play this game with you. But then what happens when the person can't finish the game? Like they just up and out, and then that's it.
I,
Like, does their
I,
character still keep going? Like, is there a bot that replaces it? Like, what happens at that point?
I think a bot will replace it. They haven't. I don't think they talked about that actually.
I
I
think I
didn't.
think I think it'd be cool if somebody jumps in like a real person to take over. I guess be unfair, but I guess to keep the game going.
And just also be fair, like that, those details, those questions might have already been answered because there was the treehouse like presentation after this where they pretty much showcased nearly all their games. But I mean, maybe it could be any one of those things. But I don't know if I want to go through all that hassle, right? Because then now you're playing with a bot and the game's now too easy and it's just like not as fun anymore
No.
because then you're just playing like you're just winning automatically and it's just I don't know. For me, that just doesn't sound interesting. Although I'm glad that they're at least pursuing it because I think it is the right idea to go with that game.
Yeah. Um. Also, too, what did you think about? I mean, I didn't play Breath of the Wild. I'm not a really big Legend of Zelda fan,
Neither
but
am I.
I do like how they are bringing back the gamer Game and Watch systems
Oh, I did.
for
Yeah, I remember that.
Legend of Zelda. I feel like that's definitely such a big fan service, and whoever gets their hands on it, especially like those fucking resellers, are gonna sell that very a
I don't know
lot of money.
because the first one isn't an issue. The first one is like available anywhere. Like you it was
Really?
even on sale like just the other day for like $10 cheaper, I think. Yeah. So I don't think this one's going to be a big issue. I don't think people are going for this one as much as like the bigger consoles.
No, okay. I thought for some reason I don't know why. I just saw that. I was just
Hmm.
very happy for the fans. This is what I liked about this showcase. It was to convince people like, hey, come and buy a Switch and these are the games. But as well, I feel like they did focus on the people who actually own the Switch and are like, here are all the fan service that you all have been asking for, or even like surprises.
Like I had already mentioned, they also did show off Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 gameplay, I guess you could say, or maybe some
Hmm.
cinematics, but they at least showed
Gotcha.
off something where people, like, Mike was saying, there are fans that wanted to see some of that stuff, and they did. Maybe it wasn't finished, maybe it's just concept, and I think that's enough for people to at least still get excited about the game. It's got a 2022 release date, and that's all they shared. So it's for those fans of Zelda, you're getting your sequel. Don't worry, Nintendo's got your back. Just like with Metroid, as Mike was also bringing up, they did talk about Metroid 4 for like one sentence. They're like they're still hard
Mm.
at development for Metroid 4, but they're also throwing in another game that you could purchase in between. I guess now and when Metroid 4 comes out, a game called Metroid Dread, which Mike, I don't know if you've scoured the internet for anything to clarify this, but I could have sworn in the trailer in the first like 5 minutes they showed off Metroid 5 title logo
Yes,
on there.
that's what I was confused about
I did see
too.
that. Yeah, I was like, eh.
So apparently, this is supposed to be a fifth, but this is a part two of the 2D world.
The fuck?
It's a sequel to Metroid Fusion, which came out in 2002. And it says here it concludes the 5-part saga that began with the original Metroid on NES. So this is Metroid 5 of the I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know how this whole thing works. I was confused by it.
I don't know. I don't follow any of the Metroid stories, but this looked fucking awesome.
Yeah, it looked a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What other game to compare it to? Because I could have sworn there's like another game where you're playing like this side scroller
Wasn't
kind of and you're getting chased by something.
wasn't it what's that ninja that was in Capcom versus Mario versus Capcom 2? Isn't it like Streak
Strider?
or Strider? Yes, Strider. This remind me of Strider a bit.
I mean, it is the classic like side scrolling of how Metroid has always been. But I
Mhm.
think this is cool that they managed to push out this game and have it like at least give something to the fans to play while they wait for the next Metroid installment. They even have a collector's edition if you're able to get your hands on one,
The
because
amiibo.
apparently, well, the collector's edition of this game got scalped. So the
Well,
collector's edition of this was $90. You can find sold listings on eBay for about $200 to $250.
If you're a true fan and you haven't got your hands on it, more likely you will get it. I feel like that's not that bad of a price.
$90, no, but the fact that it's sold out everywhere and now it's on eBay for what 3 times now the price,
Two
that's bad.
fifty. Yeah.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, but yeah,
Ugh.
it was cool. I liked it. It was interesting, and the amiibos do
Yeah.
look pretty cool. Yeah.
hmm
Um.
Really,
Oh, go
really
ahead.
cool. I will watching this. Definitely wants me to get into the Metroid story just to so I could play it and understand what's going on because I was amazed of how great it looked, and I'm happy. Finally, a lot of fans were praising this because you know how long they have been waiting for another Metroid Prime game.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I mean, what, since GameCube?
Yeah, GameCube. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um. All right. So overall, it was a solid showcase.
Yeah.
It wasn't as disappointing as the other ones. The big thing, though, surrounding this, because I'm in the other community that's involved with Nintendo, a absence of Pokemon stuff.
Told you.
I knew it.
Now, I mean, I don't care. I honestly don't. I mean,
Right.
there's Pokemon stuff every year, and Pokemon has their own presentation, and plus, Pokemon isn't always in a Nintendo E3 showcase every single year. They just have been in the past couple years because they've had big games coming out. It was just super surprising that they have remakes coming along the way in November, and they have this brand new main title game coming out in January. That there wasn't a single thing shown off in the E3 presentation, because also in previous years when Pokemon games come out, they do like this fancy trailer and then they give you the release date. Well, we got the release dates, just no fancy trailer. And so people in the Pokemon community were like losing their shit about this. We're like, why? What happened? Oh my gosh, Pokemon's in trouble. Pokemon's going to be the worst game ever. They're not ready for it to release this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, they're just remakes. Like, I'm pretty sure whatever they come out, you're still going to buy it and it's still going to be probably just as good. And if you have complaints about it, well, too bad. They already got your money. Like,
Yeah, exactly. And then the new Pokemon game is coming out in January.
yeah, like you're gonna have something anyway. It doesn't matter really if there's a trailer out. It is a little odd. I personally felt was like, oh, we're already done. No Pokemon, no Pikachu, nothing. Okay, sure, that's fine.
I mean, you got a Post Malone concert. How much do you want?
A Katy Perry song.
Exactly. Like, how much do you want? My God.
The also other interesting thing, that never came to fruition was there was no and there wasn't supposed to be any hardware talk at all because
Oh
they
yeah, yep.
literally
I was gonna bring that
said
up.
in their announcement for this as this was going to be exclusively software, but there was even before E3 or even right now no mention of a new Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Now,
What the
I,
fuck?
I don't know if that's still going to be a true thing or not. People are leaking stuff left and right, saying this listing has this on there, this listing has that on there, blah, blah,
Mhm.
blah. I'm almost kind of led to believe that there is supposed to be a new model of the Switch coming out because I feel like that's what Doom Eternal was supposed to be played on. I feel like
Mm.
why have this type of game and also Life is Strange Remastered on a standard Switch when if you are going to work on a newer model, why not showcase it on there? And they might have planned to have showcased it on a newer Switch, but because of the pandemic and all these other things, even though things are getting better, still things are slowly getting better. They may not be ready to unveil the new Nintendo Switch that was probably supposed to have come out this fall.
When we talked about it, we saw it for a bit, like rumored, and then maybe more official, not official, but still more concrete evidence. But we are in June. We're not that far. We're in the middle of the year. Are they gonna do it? What? How long did Microsoft or Sony do the release date for the hardware? Last year, I guess.
That was around the same time, right? Yeah, it was June, and then a
Just
couple,
about, yeah.
yeah, a few months after, then came the pre-orders that you told everyone to wait on.
I think
That was drunk me.
I'm
Don't listen to
going.
drunk me.
I'm going to say this. So I think there's going to be another direct in September, talking
Uh,
about the new Switch and Pokemon, and they're going to do a how can like they're going to do a theme.
You mean a themed Switch?
Yeah, theme Switch like Pokemon.
ooh, I'd be down for that.
You know,
Yeah.
for the what is it? What's going to be Diamond and Pearl?
Yeah,
Yeah, so probably could be that, or maybe it's going to be for the new Pokemon game.
yeah, I can see that. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's always good marketing when they can do a custom console and promote it with the game itself. I like it when they do that.
Yeah, so probably that's Pokemon fans. Please calm down. It's going to happen. Nintendo has been proving everybody wrong. They've been spoiling you guys. Come on.
That I think that's the thing is, and maybe people will hate us for that. I don't care, but I just feel like Nintendo fans over a long period of time have been spoiled, and because the other two big companies aren't giving us much, we go to Nintendo, and then now we just feel like Nintendo isn't living up to its hype because we're not getting what we want.
For real. Like, look at me, Sony fanboy. I'm suffering here.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it on for the first half of this episode because there's a lot more to talk about when it comes to Xbox and Bethesda.
Yep.
I guess, yeah, we'll go into intermission and then go talk about Xbox.
Intermission.
Boo!
The Xbox and Bethesda E3 2021 showcase.
Fuck Xbox.
Tell us how you really feel, Mike.
Yeah, at least there's something to fuck, not imaginary PlayStation 5 event or whatever.
Oh god, this will be interesting. This was kind of a weird event in the sense of the Bethesda part because, like, this was like you ever got a tuna club sandwich from Wawa, and you got like bread. You got the tuna and all the toppings, and you got another slice of bread, and you got some more tuna, and then another slice of bread. This was that Bethesda is the bread. Right?
No.
You started with Bethesda,
bread, and whatever else was the.
You
top
started
bread.
with Bethesda, then you got a bunch of Xbox stuff, and then it was like, oh hey, by the way, remember us Bethesda? We're here too. And then they said some stuff, and then you got some more Xbox stuff, and then like towards the end there was another Bethesda thing, and it's like, hey, by the way, remember us? We're Bethesda. We're with Xbox now.
Let's talk about it.
So Bethesda made the sandwich because without the bread, you don't have a sandwich. So eat that sandwich.
The tuna is still
that
good
shit.
without
Eat
the
that
bread.
shit sandwich. Eat that shit sandwich.
Pero, let's talk about it. Okay.
It's gonna get you full.
Well, okay, let's get this out of the way, just because I want to make sure we don't slide into any sort of like weird tangent and people are going to go back on their word.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, how did you, as a games showcase, what is your ultimate like feeling about this presentation just as a game showcase? Well, obviously Mike will go first and then Ham and then me.
Gold card.
Are we being serious, Gold
I'm
card?
being serious. This is the best showcase that Xbox has ever had.
Agreed.
Okay.
This is got me Xbox 360 feels.
This got me considering to buy an Xbox Series X now.
Okay. So that's anything else you want to add on to that, Ham?
And Bethesda is the bread.
We're just talking in general right now.
Yeah, in general.
In general, nothing for right now.
Okay, so how did I want to start this?
I don't know.
Obviously,
out
of the three of us, I've been the longest Xbox fan.
You're gonna start like this? All right.
You could argue by default, right? This is probably the best showcase of E3, but that's also not saying much either, because compared to everything else, like Nintendo was the only contender, but even Nintendo was solid. It was good, but nothing like mind blowing good. So this was a good showcase in comparison. I will agree with also Mike. This is probably the best showcase that Xbox has had in years.
Okay.
Everything was good and solid. Like everything was exciting. Everything looked awesome. I do have one concern and something I think we should talk about towards the end of the presentation.
Mm-hmm.
But I would give it a green. I was gonna come in and be like, okay, I'm gonna act like Mike and Ham and do that whole stupid range thing where this could be like a high end yellow, low end green, like do those stupid ranges, which doesn't make any sense, but sure.
It
does. It's a good showcase. Like it was good. Like it was very impressive for Xbox to finally put all this together, and it seemed like the most professional too out of all the other showcases. This one looked like they legitimately took time to put together, as opposed to like, I hate to like really talk bad about them, but like Capcom looked like they just put theirs in 8 minutes. Like they're like, oh shit, what do we got? Put this, okay, done. Put it out there.
Sounds like me doing homework.
Yeah, basically. So, yeah, they announced 30 games. They talked about 30 games. 27 of them are coming to Games Pass. Most of those are going to be available day one when the game comes out. Um, let's get the Bethesda stuff out of the way, because there wasn't really a whole lot Bethesda, and it didn't go the way I had thought it was going to go, where there would be like a dedicated amount of time for Bethesda first or last, and then the Xbox stuff. This was, hey, let's start with Bethesda. We had Ham's buddy, good old Todd Howard,
Yeah.
coming out and showing some in-game engine footage of a cinematic of Starlight or Starfield. Which one is Starfield, right? It's
Yes,
Starfield.
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 Garfield.
Mike Garfield. Uh, Ham, let's no. You're gonna talk first on this one. What
So I
was
can
your
interrupt both of you. Okay.
what was your take on this first part of the presentation when they talked about Starfield?
It's
Started.
fine.
Started.
They-
Beat it.
yeah.
Beat it.
Yep. Of course, it's better than it could only have gotten better because the first thing we saw at Starfield was just the name. So anything more was it had to be better. Also, it's basically a trailer. Um, I'll wait and see, but I'm probably gonna get it anyways if it's an open world space game. So
It's
Yeah,
supposed to be like a Skyrim versus. There's another comparison. I don't know if
well,
it's
maybe like Mass Effect,
something like that, like Skyrim
yeah.
meets Mass Effect.
it
Which I
has
like
my
the Mass Effect
attention.
series.
I'll at
Really?
least give it that. It has my attention, but I wish I could have seen some sort of gameplay. Although, to give some credit where credit is due, even though it was a trailer, I still like it when they do in-game engine
Yeah,
trailers as opposed to just a generic cinematic trailer they could have used
like
any
Far
software
Cry
program.
6 or whatever it was.
So I give it that. We did get a release date. It was like November 11th, 2022, I think. Yeah, November 11th, 2022. So that's next fall. Um,
Also, real
sure.
quick, you said it has a release date. Okay. I'll
Yeah.
keep mentioning that. All right. You know.
uh, yeah, we'll see what happens there.
Uh-huh.
But like I said, it has my attention. I want to see more gameplay out of it. Probably
Mhm.
we'll have to wait till next E3. And other than that, then we got like an announcement about all of these Bethesda games coming to Games Pass. It was all the whole Fallout line basically. Doom Eternal is going to be on Games Pass with all the next gen upgrades as well. If you have a next gen console, it's all there for you already. And then the other Bethesda thing was Elder Scrolls Online. I think was
Getting a
getting.
DLC.
Yeah.
Was it? Okay, yeah. DLC Fallout 76 DLC was also announced.
Yeah.
Steel Rain coming out July 7th, and then they also
We had to
teased the
step on
next
that
one,
shit.
The Pit, to arrive in 2022.
And let me jump in there real quick. The pit, I'm wondering if it's another part of the map because the pip is a pit. Sorry, Pip. The pit is a different part of the United States, so
The pit is where all the shit goes.
it's yeah, basically, but it's short for Pittsburgh. So yeah.
Green card.
Uh-huh. I'm just wondering if they're gonna add on to the map because that would be interesting. Which be weird if they did,
But
but I'm gonna hold my
I
breath
gotta
on
give
that.
credit though. I have to give credit. Bethesda did not give up
No, they did
on
not.
That's
Fallout
true.
76.
The little engine that could.
The
Also,
little engine that could, Anthem couldn't do
Bethesda.
it, and Cyberpunk right now it seems like they can't do it. They're trying to, but Fallout proved a lot of people wrong. It's proving me and Sal.
and then
Will we play it? No.
All right, and then real quick, when you said they released all the Fallout games, it included the first two that were only on computer PC. So now they're bringing
Yeah.
it there, and I'm interested to play them and get Xbox Game Pass and Xbox.
Other than that, there was it. That's it. That's all the Bethesda part. But it was literally just
Oh,
like
and you
the
forgot the
beginning,
vampire
middle,
game.
end. Was that's not Bethesda,
That
is
is
it?
Yeah,
Bethesda.
that is
Yes.
Bethesda. Yeah,
Yes.
Oh, so
another
see, there I
and
go. I was right. It's the sandwich.
Yeah. So
it's a
yeah, no,
song.
it was because it's like a magic game, but also with vampires and stuff. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
but I'm not. It. What is that
it
game
looked
really?
good,
It's a cinematic trailer. It's not even a
Yeah,
gameplay trailer.
I like
dude.
what
But
the guy
the
said though.
concept.
Like the old man, what some random old man of Bethesda. He was like, if Wolf, yeah, like some random guy,
A
Wolfenstein,
wizard.
a wizard. He said that it's a game. The it's like the creators of Wolfenstein and Dishonored combined together, and I'm just like,
Mm,
holy shit, because I love Wolfenstein
yeah.
and this Dishonored. Yeah, it's okay. I don't mind it, but with them together mixed, it's I think it's going to be a really good game. And then on top of that, this is the dagger. You guys remember how when Xbox bought Bethesda, and
Yeah.
I said, "What happens to all the games and
Oh yeah, that's
future
right.
Yeah.
games?
You forgot to
I didn't
announce
even
that.
mention that. Yep.
Yeah.
They're fucking exclusives." So damn.
Do you remember which ones they were?
I mean,
Starfield is for sure.
Yes.
and the vampire game.
That was for sure an
Yes,
exclusive.
I believe
Yes.
so. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh God, Xbox it is. I
So
guess.
imagine when they make like a future Skyrim.
Although
Skyrim's.
hold that thought because that I want to talk about towards the end of this, which is
All
why
right.
I was kind of hesitant on my
Hmm.
overall rating for Xbox. But yeah, the only thing I'll say good about that game, the is it Back for Blood or whatever, is that uh, good for using vampires instead of zombies.
Yeah, I thought it was zombies to begin with, and I'm just like,
But that's it. Otherwise, you didn't
yeah.
show me anything. Like I don't even know. Like all the powers look cool and everything, but how am I actually going to play that, or
I
am I
hope
going
it.
to play that?
Yeah, I hope
So,
it sort of plays like Hunter the Reckoning. So that'd be kind of cool.
all right. Other smaller stuff for Xbox because we're done with the Bethesda. Like I said, that was pretty much it. There you go, Bethesda.
I'll remember.
Ham allows it.
Yeah.
We got a lot of showcases of smaller games, like Slime Rancher 2. There was a
Huh?
snowboarding game.
Oh my God, that's stupid.
The Ascent, Among
Yeah.
Us update.
Uh,
I'm trying to look at the smaller
Wait,
ones.
is it update or because was it just an app game or could you also play it on the
I
systems?
I gotta
You can
what
play it on systems and on PC.
Oh,
I
okay, I didn't know that.
There was a Plague Tale Requiem announced that's coming out in 2022. Hades, which is a highly praised small, like I don't know if it's considered an indie game, but it's coming to Games Pass on August 13th. There is
yeah.
one game that's I wasn't sure what to make of it because I thought it was gonna be Fall Guys, like a Fall Guys update, but then it turned out to be something completely different.
Oh, the wiggly
Oh
dudes.
Party
yeah.
animals.
I thought it
It's
was Game Beast or was it Game Beast or something like that? It's on
Oh,
PlayStation
fucking
as well.
wiggly dudes.
I I hate it and love it at the same time. Like I don't like I want to play it just to say that I played this and
That's a
I want
wiggly.
to see how it works, but
And that's what I assumed it's a party game.
I think so.
That's what it made it seem like. It
It's
was a party game.
the headline says an adorable competitive brawler in 2022.
Mm.
You are choosing adorable animals to battle across multiple game modes to be the last one left standing.
Okay,
I'll
so
tell
it
you
is. I
this.
think it's like a party game.
I'll tell you this. My daughter was ecstatic for it.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, are we gonna play that game?" I'm like, "Maybe."
Huh. I wonder how that's gonna work. I mean, wait. When does it come out?
It's just sometime in 2022. That's all it
All right,
says.
maybe she'll be all right with playing games like competitive. I don't know how that's gonna work when you beat them all the time, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll
I don't
see.
even know how the game plays, so maybe she'll beat me.
Maybe.
We also got to see Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah.
Oh, I
But
want to play that.
I think more interesting though is that there's a cool little Top Gun promotion going on.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
You
I
get-
heard it. I'm like, wait a minute.
You get you get Maverick, you get the jet and everything going on in there, which is cool. I thought that was neat. Psychonauts 2 gets a release date on August 25th. Again, that will be available on Xbox Games Pass day one.
Yeah,
This
I
one,
saw that a bunch already. I know all of them said day one. I kept coming up day one, day one. I'm like, I get it, I get it. Just say it at the beginning, say it at the end. All of them, day one. I was tired of it after every fucking game. Tired.
this next game, I wanted to kind of get Ham's thoughts on this one because I think we've seen it before, but I guess they showed an extended trailer of this. 12 minutes, which features both Daisy Ridley and James McAvoy. I would assume as the voice characters because I don't know if they
Yeah.
provide the character models, but 12 minutes, it seems like one of those time loop kind of games. You have to figure out shit before you die, and then you just keep doing it again and again until you solve the puzzle. I'm interested. I wouldn't mind giving it a shot.
It just depends. Is it $12 too? Then I'll get it. But
It's available on Games Pass day one.
oh yeah. See, that's the fucking Game Pass one. Damn. Fuck. Shit. But yeah, I'll get Games Pass, and yeah, I'll try it out.
For some reason, this was the game that I was like the most interested in.
You
For some
sound
reason.
like
That's what it's out. Yeah, that's what it's out. Like,
Yeah. No, I'll be
Game
for real.
over.
Like I don't know why. I like what they showed. It looked very interesting, and I want to give it a chance.
But I feel like they showed more the other time they talked about it. But it was just a good reminder, I guess.
I thought it was really cool that they showed Sea of Thieves that they're doing a Pirates of the Caribbean.
that was the next thing. Yeah, a lot of people were hating on it, but I think it makes
Why?
sense to have a crossover for that. Like I feel like it was only a matter of time for Jack Sparrow to show up on Sea of
Yeah,
Thieves.
good for them.
Yeah,
But,
for real.
where they get
never-
that money though? Like
I've
like,
never played it, but I've heard people liking it, so I don't see the big deal.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it looked actually really cool. I don't know why people are hating on it. Like,
I think it's more of like it doesn't. I think people want there's like bugs I think that aren't fixed yet in the game.
Yeah,
and
that's what I remember hearing.
it's a weird thing where you're pushing more content, but you haven't fixed like the
Fixed, yeah.
standard based game of it, which is what your focus should be on, and not pushing out more content just yet.
I guess so. But at the same time, what else do you have to do in the game?
Was
you know?
was this a free DLC?
Yes, it's a free
Yeah.
free. And this
So
was
why complain? It's free. Shut the fuck up.
Also on Games Pass, they put out Yakuza Like a Dragon, which is a relatively new game, but now the entire Yakuza franchise is on Games
that's
Pass.
really awesome.
But that's what I
oh.
was wondering. Is it just Game Pass, or is it also a physical thing?
That's a good question. I don't know. I would assume they would have like a physical.
But why would you get a
copy
physical
available.
thing? Get Game Pass.
Yeah. Which I also wanted to ask Sal before I forget. Like, good thing is there an actual exclusive to just Game Pass?
No, not yet.
Not yet. That's when I'll be like, oh, now they're fucking around. Well, now they're serious because that'd be interesting.
All right, so now we're kind of snowballing into the bigger titles here. Outer Worlds 2 was announced with a very funny trailer.
Yes, dude, so you thought it was funny. At first I was like, and I'm like, okay.
Like they were shitting on themselves and like every game in development in general. And I was like, oh, I get it.
And guess what, guys? Obsidian is the original creators of Fallout 1 and 2. Yay!
All right, next one.
Wait. Is that DLC is already out, right?
I would believe so, yes.
Okay.
The next game that I am somewhat interested, but like very disappointed that no gameplay was shown at all whatsoever. Contraband.
Halo. Oh.
Yeah, what is that?
It seemed like a strictly heist game, but I don't really know exactly how you're gonna make it work. Like,
yeah, I don't know either.
But I mean, I'm intrigued.
I'm intrigued too. I wanted to see more. I was like, what is this? Also, too, I don't know if you want to mention it. We finally see gameplay of Battlefield.
That was the next thing I was going to mention.
Oh my god, go ahead.
It looked
being
amazing.
so impatient.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
So let's talk about Battlefield 2042, which we did get a lot more gameplay of, and it looks freaking insane. Like,
yeah.
In a good, positive way. Like, it looks amazing. Like, 128 players though. That is just still too
And
crazy
the
to wrap
weather
my
is
head around.
involved?
Yeah, have fun playing that on a PC with the thing's gonna crash.
Now they did say that if there weren't enough players to fill a lobby, that the rest of the players would just be AI.
I did not hear that. I
Oh,
didn't.
so they're going to do like what Titanfall, well, sort of.
Uh,
Eh,
kind of,
Not
sort
exactly.
of.
have AI enemies. How about that?
I guess so. But I hope everybody joins. I don't know. I think once this game comes out, because everybody's sick and tired of Call of Duty, and right now Battlefield 4 is being played by a lot of people, there every server is going to get full.
Yeah. Oh well, no. Imagine waiting for 100, another 27 people. I'll be like, all
Oh
right,
my god, yeah.
yeah, that'd be a shit show. That even a chat thing while waiting. Oh, I don't even want to think about God.
Luckily they
Who's
have
at the helicopter? Who's got the helicopter? Me,
Yeah.
me, 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 me. Like, shut the
Who the
fuck
fuck
up.
is me? Yeah, who's me?
luckily you could. I mean, luckily you're able to get into squads and just talk to them.
So
Because
you're
imagine,
out of 100, out of what? Okay, so 128. That's what 64 players per team if you do two teams. So you're gonna ignore 60 players just to talk to your team
I
of
mean, the
four.
squads is like up to 4 or 5 people. So
I mean, if it'd be cool if you could switch squads. I mean, like we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. We'll coordinate when
no,
we meet
yeah,
up
yeah,
or
you
something
could
like
do
that.
that. You
You
could
can
leave the
switch it up.
yeah, you could switch it up. You could leave the squad and join another squad that's not full.
That's cool, but crazy. I'm
Yeah,
not used to that, and it's just
Every
I
other
can't even
yeah,
imagine.
every Battlefield has that.
Yeah,
I
it
don't know.
looks amazing, but I'm not gonna play it. I'm done with Battlefield and Call of Duty. I'm just done.
Nah, Battlefield is something else, man.
Come on, you gotta
Believe
at
in the
least try it.
Battlefield.
It sounds
Come
like
on.
it might be leaving another franchise shooter too soon.
Huh?
Next.
Yeah, we'll see what's coming.
All right. Well, okay, fine. Ham wants to finally get the elephant out of the room, out of the way. Go ahead, Ham. What do you want to say about Halo?
When's it coming out?
This year,
It says holiday. How is it
True.
still holiday? How? We have games
November.
coming in 2022,
There's like a
and it's
big rumor coming. There's like a big rumor out there, which I don't understand where they even got this rumor to begin with, but it could explain the whole holiday like phrasing to
a
it.
rumor though. But
It is a rumor. So the rumor is that the game is going to come out on the 19th, but if you pre-order the game, you're going to be able to play it on the 15th, which is the 20th anniversary for Halo.
yeah,
Which I guess kind of explains the generic holiday 2022 because they don't want
okay.
to set a specific release date yet. Because if that's in consideration, then obviously they don't want to announce it just yet to everybody, to the public.
Could it
But
also
Yeah.
be because maybe there's an Xbox Series X console with Halo?
okay,
But,
okay. Well, so get your
I
stuff out of the way before I go into my
all right.
whole
Also,
motivational speech about this game.
I mean, can I go? Can I go after him?
yeah. No, he's going last for sure. He's gonna be. We got another 30 minutes. I
Yeah.
guess.
So go ahead. Go ahead, Ham.
Also, what's the big deal? Like, is it gonna be free without even the game? What's the deal with? Oh,
Yeah.
multiplayer is free.
Free. Yeah, like how Warzone is. Anybody could download it.
But then the question is, what am I paying my $60 for? Because Halo hasn't exactly been like a full-fledged campaign worth $60. If the
Second one.
multiplayer is free, if I don't have to buy this game to play the multiplayer, then where is my $60 going? Because then that leads me to believe that this is a more of an open world game than they're making us think it is.
I always thought it was.
Can you imagine? It's like $40.
They're not going to do that. It's already priced at 60. That's all
Yeah.
the pre-order
Okay,
prices
okay.
already for
So
it.
so this is what I keep wondering.
Yeah.
So the multiplayer is free. I don't have to get the game.
Correct.
Yeah. Right for
Yeah,
now, but there's going to be something. There's going to be a catch.
I have a
don't-
couple of things in speculation for, but I mean, is that all you want to do though? Is just bring up questions and complaints about the game?
Not complaints. I'm just like I'm questioning it for right now.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And some of the multiplayer stuff, I'm like, I don't want a bunch of. I mean, I like the updates of certain, I guess, items and stuff, but I'm worried about maybe too many items. I think they were all the original ones. Like, there's some stuff I'm like, okay, that might be cool, but That
Did you
looks
like Halo
stupid.
3?
No, the multiplayer or even the story. 2.
Well, I was going to say multiplayer because it's essentially bringing back equipment,
That's what I'm saying.
which was like Halo 3, which I'm with you, right? Because I didn't like Halo 3 multiplayer at all either.
4 wasn't even that great, but I think 3 was the worst.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Which one was the worst?
Okay, so
I
Ham
mean,
still won't give like a solid statement
I'll give
about
it a
this game.
yellow. How about this? I'm giving it a yellow.
Okay, can I go next?
Yeah, go ahead, Mike. What do you want to say
Ham,
about
you're a
Halo?
fucking idiot. This was
Uh-huh.
literally the best shit that they showed in the conference.
Oh no, it was not.
Yes, it was.
You cannot convince me otherwise.
Yes, I mean, because you're you. But the thing is that
They
this
really showed a
was
lot. I mean,
they showed a lot, and they showed a lot of promises, and they shown that they're
a lot of
really
promises. Yes.
a lot of promises, and free to play multiplayer. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
Why? Like I
if it because
mean,
it's not good, then that's why it's free. It's like, oh, you
no,
can't
it's not
complain
But
about
making.
it.
I mean, looking at it though, you're gonna say that's bad already?
No, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm like, if it is bad, you can't complain because it's free. That's what I'm saying. If
Maybe,
it
but
is.
if you look at the work they've already
Maybe,
done,
but
because everything they showed in that trailer was gameplay. The multiplayer
Yeah,
part
yeah,
is
yeah.
gameplay. So
But I'm
yeah.
also worried about last year where they didn't even show it. Now they're like, now we're showing it. It's like, but why?
Either
okay,
way,
fair.
Yeah.
but if it's going towards its own like Halo 3 multiplayer, and it's going to be definitely good, and a lot of players are going to come back and play Halo, because Halo 3 is, I could honestly look it up, and I think it's facts. I think Halo 3 is the most played multiplayer game of Xbox 360, because that's the time a new console and blah blah. You could put up the facts, and I mean you could say that for argument sake, but I thought and I think Halo 3 had an amazing multiplayer.
So 1 out of 3. But yeah, you said it right. You said it wasn't good, right?
I
So
personally did not like it because I
yeah,
felt like everything was very unbalanced when it came to the
yeah,
equipment. I like the concept of the equipment. I like the what they
yeah.
implemented, but I just felt like it was always unfair in certain game types. Like if you had the health regenerator, then you're pretty much invincible for the entire game as long as you keep getting that. Or if you had the shield drained, then it's like, what's the point of even going near anybody? Like it just seemed very unbalanced, and that's where I felt like Halo Reach had really good multiplayer because it at least balanced the what they called abilities at that point,
Mhm.
like the jetpack and the hologram and the sprint and all that stuff. I thought that was better, and that's why I always said for me, Halo 3 multiplayer felt like a beta to the Reach multiplayer.
When it comes to multiplayer, I liked 5 a lot only because of the
Red
sort of
Clax.
massive. No, I never bought one. But just a massive sort of. Like I could argue maybe like the beginning of a battle royale sort of concept, but not really. But just big teams, big weapons, big
Mm-hmm.
OG style, or maybe not the Mantis, but equipment, and I thought it was fun. Collecting stuff too was fun. So yeah.
It's out. Take it away. I think this was really cool. Um, definitely convinced me to get an Xbox to play Halo and all the other exclusive games that are coming out. But Sal, take the floor.
So let me at least talk about what you
Okay,
two
you're
did
done.
not talk about.
Okay, you're done. Time's up.
The cinematic campaign to it. I know Ham's gonna already laugh. I seriously got emotional when I watched it. Like it was
Not
seriously
gonna
vibes
laugh.
of Halo 2, and just like it was, it would if you could compile like the best hits of Halo 1 through 5, it was all in that cinematic trailer. Down to like the details of his armor to the new Cortana that we're about to get. The story
Mhm.
seems interesting that now
Mhm.
the bad guy Cortana is gone automatically, which I don't know how I feel about that part because I kind of wished we had a little bit of a story to play there. But I don't
Are you
know.
sure about that?
That's the thing. I don't know what the conversation was. I deleted the rogue AI Cortana, so I don't know if that's like already the beginning of the game or middle of the game. I don't know, but
Yeah.
just that whole cinematic was like it brought a lot of people's attention to the game, and it was everything I think people wanted, especially when they showed the entire vastness of the Halo ring itself. It looked way better than
Mhm.
what they showed off last year.
Yeah.
And and there's not much to talk about the campaign stuff. Again, it seems weird that I'm paying $60 for campaign,
I'm worried. Yeah, I'm
and
just
I
like,
don't. I hate to say this, but I don't want it then to be your standard Halo campaign of, okay, here's a mission, there's a couple objectives, and then that's it. I now kind of wish it is going to be a more open world game than they're making us think that it is. Like, because they didn't say it was an open world game, but if I'm paying $60 for a full fledged campaign, I kind of want it to be then an open world game, because you're not giving me well, you are giving me the multiplayer, but you're saying it's free, and now you're not incentivizing me
yeah.
to buy the campaign. So it is kind of weird. I don't know, but I'm still looking forward to it because of that cinematic trailer.
Little tiny red flags, just
It
little
is.
little
It
tiny
is.
red flags.
I give you that. It is.
Yeah.
It's fair. Now the multiplayer part, Ham, you're a fucking idiot, because it is by far
Yo,
the
that samurai
best.
looked legit though. That samurai looked legit.
Oh, now you're gonna say something positive,
Just not no, but that's
which you get,
appearance.
which they said you automatically get if you play within the first season of the multiplayer. So
Mm.
everyone's getting that as long as they play the multiplayer part to it. Everything was great. You got the grappling hook to the wasp, which was like, I was mind blown. I was like, I want to do that every fucking time. You had the different equipment to look interesting, because you had the reflector, you had the barrier shield that was in front of you, you had the sonar. The guns were interesting, where you had like that one Promethean-ish looking gun that followed the person around the corner. I don't know how that's going to play out, and as far as balance goes, but everything just felt like it was regular, classic, standard Halo, and it just made me kind of want to play big team battle again. Seeing all
Mm.
the vehicles,
Yeah,
seeing all the
my favorite.
objectives. Now, what you guys didn't watch was the next day they did a 2 to 3 minute in-depth overview of multiplayer. So they talked a lot more about the details of it, as in, I'm just gonna throw this one in as a aside, because I feel like I'm automatically for this. I'll explain why later. The Warhogs, there's like a storage compartment in the back for certain objective games, and they showed off like putting a gravity hammer in there. And then I was
Nice.
thinking, objective, wait, so could I put the flag in there and like just drive it around? Like that way you have 3 people that are actually doing something on the Warhog, and not just like one person protecting the guy with the flag. It just seemed like a cool concept. And I only thought of you because you were usually kind of the driver
I'm
of the
usually
group. No
yeah.
matter how many rocks you crush us into, you
Yeah.
you at
Well,
least
see,
get us there.
well, no, I saw that in the trailer. They like it seemed like they were doing something like the objective with the flag when they got in. I'm just like, it seemed like they were gonna do more. Like it was like, oh, you can actually put the flag there and do something different than how we originally play capture the
Yeah.
flag. It's like, all right, well, you go there and then you go there, and so I even
The
had a hint of that when I watched that trailer.
the customization is crazy, because they have it back to where you can change your shoulder pads, you can change the color of your armor, you can change your gloves, you can change your knee pads. Like every single part of your armor is basically customizable. Your helmet,
Which
your
I like that
visor.
about 5. Yeah.
Um, you have all this skin coating, of course, to it. You also have a customizable AI now. That was something that they kind of hinted at. I think it was in the trailer, but they definitely showed it. They talked about it in the overview. There's like an AI in the game that kind of talks to you about certain objectives and certain weapons and things like that. And so that's customizable as well. I think really it's just the voice, I think it comes down to,
Was
but
that
maybe also the presentation. It's that weird, like, two-eyed gray thing that popped up.
was it Halo Wars 2 or Halo 5 that had that? But I think you had to pay for it.
Warzone, Halo 5. Halo 5 had it.
They had it, but there was no way to buy it with rec points. You actually had to buy it
I
cash.
think so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of character customization here, which is what everyone wanted.
Yeah.
Now,
I like that.
it is a free to play multiplayer, which obviously means that there is going to be some sort of monetization here.
Of course.
They said no loot boxes, that everything that you buy, you're going to be upfront told what is it that you're going to buy. There's no random probability of anything. So far that they've said. There's going to be battle passes. Now, Mike can correct me if I'm wrong here, because I think he's more familiar with battle passes.
I guess.
But my
No.
understanding of a battle pass is you purchase an opportunity to get all of these available, like these weapons or cosmetics and things, but you have to be able to complete it within that season. Otherwise, your battle pass expires. they said that there's no expiration dates on these battle passes, which is what
So,
everyone's like throwing their shit about because they've never heard that before. And this seems like too good to be true, where when you buy a battle pass, it's unlocked for you forever. So you can take as much time as you want to earn those rewards. It seems like they're doing everything right when it comes to multiplayer, and I hope they stick to it, that there's nothing that's going to throw them off like their track to keep it that way. But I'll tell you, the social media reaction, it's like 99.999% all positive and praising and glorifying this thing. Like people are like also screenshotting that it's number one trending on YouTube. It's like the number one trending thing on Twitter. It's like everyone's like really back into Halo and just is all bought into this game and wants to go back and wants to play this right now. Like Halo essentially won over a lot of people in this showcase.
Yeah, that I'm saying that that's the type of feeling that I have of like it has old school Halo, not Halo 4 or 5. It's just I don't know. It's 343. I think you mentioned this a while back, so that 343 did mention that their multiplayer is not what people were expecting, and they want to bring back that old school feeling and bring back players back to this one. And this is how I feel, and this is definitely a reason why I want to get an Xbox.
But
and Games Pass.
Yeah. Speaking of Halo multiplayer, are we gonna actually see like live multiplayer matches or anything soon?
Yeah, of course.
Well, the trailer was live besides a couple of HUD features, but they are going to have beta testing starting at the end of July, I think they said. And they're really pushing out on Twitter. Like they're having every single employee of 343 push out a Twitter post to say, hey, join our insider program so you can be a part of the beta testing. Like that's the only way you can.
Is that live
beta
now
test.
to even
You
get
can
into
sign
the
up
beta?
for it.
Okay.
You can sign up for it. And then you just have to kind of wait your turn for the beta. Like they do it in several waves, and you'll get an email saying, hey, join us in these time slots, whichever one you want to do, and play, Halo Infinite or whatever.
You let us know, and I'm there.
Yeah, but I assume you have to have Games Pass.
I don't. It's free to play, so probably not.
All right.
It's free to play.
I assume you have to have an Xbox, Mike?
I mean, I'm going to South.
Or PC. Or PC.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to my brother's house.
I only have 2 complaints. Where the fuck is my Legendary Edition? And where the fuck is my custom Xbox Halo console?
Wait, do they announce?
What a spoiled brat.
They would announce it then, or do you think they still have?
Yeah,
something?
they would have announced it then. But I mean, I'm hoping they announce something in between. But I don't know. I kind of doubt it. Although I'll say this as a counter. I kind of hope that they don't do a custom Xbox console.
Yeah, because you got to buy it.
I'll buy it. That's not the problem. It's the scalping thing that's the problem.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm going to call it right now. Later on, they're going to do a Microsoft Halo Direct. Just that.
I don't know.
They could easily make a Direct for Halo. For the story, for the multiplayer, and then for the Xbox.
I mean, I agree, but I think they probably, I don't know if they show too much, but
I mean, if it's coming out next year or this year?
This year.
Yeah.
And then later on, probably I will say in August.
But probably the most disappointing thing for me is my Legendary Edition. Like, which game did not? I think Halo 4 was the only Halo game that did not have a Legendary Edition.
ODST had it?
That's a spin-off game, though. I don't count that.
Didn't Reach have it?
Reach had it, had the statue. Yeah. Halo 5 had the statue. Halo 3 had the helmet.
And I sold it.
Halo 2 had I think like a Steelbook edition.
What about Halo Wars 1 and 2?
No one cares about those. That's not true at all. There's a lot of people that care about those games, but I don't know. I feel like it would have been awesome. 20th anniversary, have a Legendary Edition of Halo Infinite. It's not there. Oh well.
Well, I'm gonna assume that maybe when they actually release the release date, that they'll say, "Hey, we have multiple stuff."
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Stalker 2 was also talked about at Xbox.
Next.
This game looked good. You don't like it?
No,
I
I'd
thought it
rather
looked
play
good.
Metroid.
Oh, is this the? No, 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 no.
This is
Wait, is it
this is part of the this is
the
like at the
Russian?
beginning of the showcase where
Yeah,
they're like at the
the
campfire and
Russians.
then the Chernobyl thing.
Yeah, the Russians. Yeah.
It's part
Yeah.
of
What?
Chernobyl.
How do we know? Where was one at?
I think it was like a PlayStation PC thing.
Hmm.
I think
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't interested.
It looked cool. It looked pretty cool. I mean, I.
I was more interested in the story side of things because then it's
Yeah.
like weird that you have like these weird monster things coming after you, but they're not there. I think I don't know. It
I
was
think
really
they were
weird.
shifting or something.
Yeah, the creepiness to it and it makes sense. It's Chernobyl, so sure.
Yeah, no, it looked good. I mean, I probably won't play it, but I mean, it looks good.
Yeah. And then the last thing that we can talk about is well, second to last thing. Forza Horizon 5.
Oh, wait. Before I get
This
into that, before I get into that,
look.
there was this game that like I kept looking at it. It was like, what was it? It was dark, and then it was like daytime. And I'm like, Fable. What?
No, they
It
didn't show
was
Fable.
just that
No.
other game about kings and queens or something. So, but go ahead, talk about Forza. What do I have on
Oh,
my notes here?
this looks awesome.
Yeah, this looked good.
Yeah.
This is what I wrote down.
So tell me, Ham, why you didn't like it?
Forza crazy long.
Oh.
It's just too long. I mean, like, I wish Halo would had longer. I'm like,
But they were
fucking
showing off like how they what is it called like photo imaging or whatever where like the
Yeah.
things that they used was like actual photoshopped like things of like whatever the pictures they took of those
yeah. Star
locations.
Wars Battlefront did it better.
What?
The photoing, the multiplayer, the actual the
No, no,
environment.
no, no. They're talking about like how they made the map and everything.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
what I was saying about the maps in the Battlefront. Like, it looked cinematic, like actual pictures digitally
No,
into
but this
the.
looks better. This looks good.
Yeah, like
Really?
besides the first one, I'll the desert one with the cactus, I was like, that kind of still like you could tell that's obviously like game, but like the other ones that followed that, I was like, that's actual like gameplay there, like because
I'll
that
have to
looked
watch it
too
again, I
good to be
guess.
true. But
Uh,
this is the one that I was thinking in my head, like when I was watching this, like the blurriness around the racing part of it seemed too laggy, and I was like, is it
hmm.
because of what I was watching on, or is it because of the game? Like I'm not sure what's going on. Like I
It's
feel like they
because
focus.
they're still using the old Xboxes. I told you they couldn't get their hands on the new ones.
But I mean, this I don't know. This might be my first Forza game I might play because it
Really?
looked that
Yeah,
good.
it looked good.
I've played, I think, 1, 2, 3, and I'm over Forza.
Yeah, but
Maybe
you're a
that's
Midnight
why.
Club person. No one cares about you.
Yeah, give me that. Oh, that reminds me. Oh,
I
never mind.
honestly will say this. I think I am going to. I don't know. I feel like I'll be able to purchase an Xbox first and a PlayStation.
What about Switch? Where does that come in?
I mean, Switch, of course. But you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Switch
but
for
when
sure.
when is that gonna be? Holiday?
Uh,
You know, we don't
Holiday
know. We don't
2021.
know.
All right, now to before we generally talk about the Xbox Showcase, or at least the one thing I want to bring up, let's talk about the real winner of the Xbox Showcase.
Bethesda.
No, no one cared about that. I mean, come on. Besides me, is anyone else going to get the mini fridge?
Oh, that's. I'm like, what is he talking about? Wait, did I see a price point? I don't think I saw one.
No,
Yeah,
no, I don't think been a price.
Shit. All right, how much are you gonna buy it for?
wait,
Uh,
there's a mini fridge
Yeah,
did you
Xbox.
not stick around for the after all the credits and shit?
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
don't blame you because it was really weird. It did the thanks for watching for like maybe 10 seconds, and then it
Mm-hmm.
switched back to another trailer, and everyone was like, "What? Huh? What's going on?"
Also, they
And
stole the Steve Jobs things before that. He's like, I got one more thing. I'm like, you stole that from Steve Jobs.
but they showed off an Xbox Series X mini fridge, so it is the console, but just it's a mini fridge, so you can put cans of whatever drink you want to put in there, and they're legitimately going to sell it this
White Claw.
holiday.
How much? How much?
They did not say a price. I don't
I'm
know how
saying,
much.
would you buy it for 2, 3,
Whoa, you think it's gonna be that much?
I don't know. I say 2 max. It's a
I say
fridge. It's like a
one
mini
max.
fridge.
It's a mini fridge. Yeah, not a fucking console. It's not like the KFC thing.
100.
I
I'm
don't know.
gonna say
Have you seen?
100.
Have you seen how much a mini fridge can cost?
But like, okay, so if you take like the
Mine costs 50.
there was a Han Solo and Carbonite mini fridge, an R2D2 mini fridge that used to sell at what is it called, Geek Store, what, Think Geek or whatever. I don't think that cost more than 120 tops.
Wait, what's it called again? I'll look that up right now.
I'm like $100 is probably like my maximum. I might slide for 120, 125, but I want to get one.
Okay, a very, very high tech mini fridge
It's just a mini fridge.
goes up to 160.
See,
Yeah, but that's not even branded. It's not
yeah,
like
that's the other thing too. You got to think about
Yeah.
is the Xbox branding to it. I mean, it's just
Oh
like
my bad.
it's just like if you put Pikachu on a pen, it's going to cost $600,
I see
which that is a real thing, by the way.
170. No, that's not it. Mm.
I'm just
Oh.
saying, I want to get
Shit.
the fridge. Ham, you want to get the fridge? You at least want to get the fridge.
Yeah, if it's a good deal. I mean, like, I
Mike,
wish I had a
do you
mini
want to
fridge
get the
in my
fridge?
car.
I mean, there's no point of me getting it. But I mean,
fair.
if it looks cool, I guess so. You know.
It's this console. It's the shape and the design of the console.
Yeah, you might be more lucky
It's
to
just
get
a
that
play
than
on
the
the
actual
whole
console.
meme that has been going around where they were first made fun of about it being
Yeah.
a fridge, and then in their first presentation after that, they had it as a meme, as a fridge on a background of one of the employees.
Oh yeah.
And then they actually gave away a full-fledged fridge to Snoop Dogg, I think it was. Xbox Series X fridge, and now they're like, let's just do a mini fridge, and people are going crazy for it. So I'm sold. That won me over for
A
sure.
Coca-Cola brand is 160.
Okay,
That's
it's got to be cheaper than Coca-Cola.
Oh, so this
Yeah.
Han Solo one doesn't look that like professional. Like
Okay.
it looks like a basic one.
So overall, Xbox showcase, Bethesda showcase was pretty good. It was good. It was much better than I think people had anticipated.
Oh yeah, I think it definitely won E3. I mean, I don't know if we're giving out awards, but I'm giving out an award to Xbox and Bethesda.
I don't even want to say that just because what other else was there to compete with that? Like
Nintendo.
yeah, but
also-
even
uh.
then, like there wasn't much from Nintendo.
Hey, you
either.
had to
like,
give Nintendo a good dog fight too, man. They've been
yeah,
hanging
but
in
like
there.
that's like Xbox is like that straight A
But-
student, and then
But what about
Nintendo's
this, though?
ham.
Nintendo.
All right, think about this though. E3, Xbox One, but think about this year. Which console?
Well,
Do
the
you
year's
have?
not over yet. Well,
The year's not over, but so far what they shown on E3, Nintendo feels to me will take the cake because those games are coming out this year.
Yeah,
plus
but
the console's more available.
Yeah.
But the one thing I do want to bring up before we close out Xbox,
I want to
here-
bring it up too.
Well, what do you want to bring up? Because I guarantee it's not
Plus-
the same thing as me.
PlayStation, Sony, what do you think they're gonna do?
They're gonna have their
Um,
own PlayStation Direct thing that they always do, but it's weird that they haven't announced when they're gonna do it.
Exactly.
They're
So
gonna show up
July?
Horizon, God
August?
of War. July.
July. All right.
I'd say
Yeah.
July.
Okay.
They gotta
Maybe.
more likely after them seeing this this
Yeah, that-
showcase, they're like, fuck.
Yeah, I think so as well.
The only one thing I want to bring up though was why I was kind of hesitant to really even give, if I had to give it a card, right, a green card to the Xbox showcases. I don't understand where Xbox is going as a brand or as a console. Because
Subscription based, man.
Well, that's the thing, right? If this is on Games Pass, right? 27 out of the 30 games going
Yeah.
on Games Pass, you can have Games Pass on your PC. You can now have Games Pass on your phones, like through through Ultimate Games Pass subscription. So where's the incentive to get the console? And if the goal is to start straying away from the console and brand it as just a subscription service, I feel like that needs to be more transparent, I guess, or more full front than what they're doing right now, where it's like, yeah, get this on this console, but you can also get it on Games Pass, which you can also get on your PC at home. Like that's the weird thing I have with this year, where it's just like it's great that all these things are coming on Games Pass, but if I'm just a PC player, are you still trying to sell me the console, or are you just trying to sell me the subscription service?
Well, no, we talked about this last year, and I mentioned it's like, hey,
Hmm.
guess what company makes PCs or the software for 'em? You know, Microsoft. So, I mean, the best win for their company would be like, oh, now we basically own the software of games for PC rather than selling hardware. Because hardware, I don't know how much they make off our hardware, but probably not as much as they want to. So they'll just get rid of the hardware, hook up an Xbox controller to your computer, and there you go.
True. That's true. That's why my when I was talking to my brother about after the Xbox showcase, he was just like, "Yeah, it's cool, but I have a PC, so I have." Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like for him, he could just
hmm
buy the subscription service and he's set. Like,
exactly. But the thing is, it's more convenient to get a console instead of a PC because a PC you have to spend. I mean, PC players are gonna be like, no, you could create a great PC for just $700 or even less. But to have a PC to fully run great value games, it's gonna cost you over $1,000.
that's
You know,
true too.
true.
But
so
you could always downscale it if you just want to play it and not care about the graphics,
That's
which
also
that's another
true.
story. That's another graphics
yeah,
versus.
but the thing is, like with, I'm just gonna speak of my behalf. With me, I want the full experience. I want the best graphics. I want the best like gameplay, no matter what. And I just feel that since with a console that already has that and already has a set price of $500 versus $1,000 or even more than that, I'm willing to be patient to get an Xbox.
Are you
Well,
gonna
But the question is, how can I get one?
but I
are
can
you gonna
also.
get the Series X or Series S?
I'd get the X.
The S is the 500 one, right? 500
No,
gigabytes.
X. Oh yes. That is the
Mm.
yes.
Okay, and then the
X is the
X.
1 terabyte one.
I will get the X because of how Game Pass is.
Well, that's why I was going to argue with the hard drive.
Yeah.
If you get the console, how much for an extra room for a hard drive? Whereas a computer, that almost evens out the price for maybe the console versus
Mm,
a new computer.
okay. It's just that a lot of people like out there on social media or wherever are gonna just think Xbox console and not Xbox Games Pass, right? And that's where I'm just kind of like I want them to make a set decision on what they're doing. Are they selling you the console, or are they just selling you the Games Pass, and be more upfront about it as opposed to just being
Uh,
like in this gray area of like, either or, whatever you
I
want
mean,
to
it's
do.
getting there. I think they're trying to see where they're going to land at.
Yeah.
Because I guess I can play those games on a computer rather than playing it on my old console. Did they even say I can play it on old consoles? What's the deal with that?
I what do you mean, like the Xbox One and the
Let's say Halo, the Halo game. Can I play that on my old Xbox?
Yeah,
you
they
can
already announced it.
you
That.
can play it on the Xbox One. Yes, the last gen.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So also maybe I want to play it on my computer. It might run better on the computer than the actual console. I don't know anymore.
But I feel
Shit.
like that right there is just your personal, like it's just like your what you prefer,
Mm.
and instead of like Xbox like answering that question for you
Yeah, which
because.
Okay.
I don't play them on the computer, so it'd be a
Mhm.
weird, But if the Xbox controller, I can use it, then I don't see a
Yeah,
problem.
and also too, there's two different type of consoles. So they give you a choice of a cheaper version of a 500 gigabyte, 516 gigabyte console versus the five. What a terabyte, you know. So
But I'm
it's
worried in the long run, it'd be better
mhm.
just to get the X, just so.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then if for some reason you're get that really full, just buy an extensional hard drive.
I think I'm gonna give myself till October, early October, late September, till I get my X, because I'm crossing my fingers for still some hope of a custom Series X.
But also, what are the possibilities of actually getting one?
That's why I'm waiting till that time
Yeah.
frame, because then at least that gives me a month time frame at least to try to purchase
And I would
one.
love to play Battlefield on a new gen.
That would be nice, yeah.
Okay.
Overall E3 though, I felt like it was
A letdown.
meh.
Yeah.
It was but here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll say as a counter to that. We're still recovering from the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I think because if you look at all the
Mm-hmm.
showcases, it was a lot of stuff that is coming out this year, which was good. Like that's what we've kind of mentioned before, was like I miss it when they say, hey, here's a game that we're going to show off. By the way, it's coming out in a couple months, so play it like this quick, which is good. But there wasn't enough to like make us look forward to something in the future. And that's where I feel like in the previous E3s where they did very well, that balance of like here's now and now here's what you can look forward to. This was just like here's what's happening now, and then that's
Yeah.
it, which I kind of can get because there's still, people are not going back into the offices.
They're behind.
There's still publishers that are still working from home. And
Yep.
so, you know, they kind of get a pass. So I don't want to sound too negative on this entire showcase. A lot of people are kind of bashing this one, but I think you just kind of be a little bit more patient. And I think next year would be a much better experience for E3 overall than this year was. This year was
Yeah.
just like, hey, throughout the pandemic, this is what we were able to work on, and now we're finally able to get it out to you guys. And so kudos for all the game developers out there, at least working through all that mess and, trying to make it work out and everything. And, for some game delays, it helped out a lot. If you look at Halo, that was a huge improvement for them and a big risk that they took to delay the game an entire year, and it paid off for them in the long run. So I think that's what I think people should kind of take away from all the game developers, at least. Whether we liked or didn't like anything or disappointed by stuff, I think it's just the best that they could, and it was still solid overall. All right, well, that's pretty much it. We'll end it here. There's not much else to say other than don't play any Fallout games. Bethesda's terrible. I mean,
Play all
Ham's
the
a true
Bethesda
testament.
games.
No, they're on Games Pass.
Yeah.
Any other
Games
closing
Pass.
words, gentlemen?
Ladies and gentlemen, see you later.
Thank you, Todd Howard.
Oh my God, you will.
Oh my god. Thank you, old man. Ooh.
This old man.